Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you have watched my previous videos, you know that I got myself a resale flat, and that was what I was very busy with for the last few weeks. To give you a breakdown of the whole process, HDB will take about 2 months for them to finish the whole transaction, and that will be the time where it will be legally yours. But for people like myself who actually gave an extension to the seller, what happened was, right, you have to wait for that 3 months extension which I gave before the house was officially mine. So in total, I waited for about 5 months before I actually have access to the house. So give you an understanding of what this extension means. Extension is actually an informal agreement that you and your seller have that is not regulated or governed by the HDB or by any legal entity in Singapore. Meaning, it is really based on a basis of trust. So if during this extension, any part of the house is being damaged, and for my case, they actually remove a very pretty Moroccan light in the middle of the corridor, and they swap out 2 of my toilet seat for 2 that is totally not fitting at all, so I have to actually spend money to go and replace it. You actually cannot pursue any legal means or ways to make them pay for the damages. For people who are also in the market looking for a resale flat, I want you to be wary of some of the problems that you might have with extension basically. So as you can see, the tour of my house that I'm showing you right now, the owner actually used a very interesting color. It was Tiffany blue, which was actually pretty nice when I look at the house, right? But what happened was when they remove all the fixtures that they have, you can see all the different holes, all the different moles on the wall. They actually, I'm not too sure why, but they actually have a Chinese deity altar on the walkway of the living hall before you reach the living room, right? And they are actually an Indian family, so I'm not too sure why are they praying to a Hindu god and a Chinese god. But anyway, so there was just a lot of holes everywhere in the house. That's one thing. And also the mold damage on the wall is kind of peculiar to me because the house, right, is very windy. It's high floor, there's no obstruction in front, so the wind just gusts in when I open all the windows. So how did it become moldy? That actually puzzles me. Of course, in the toilet, right, the common toilet was okay, but when I go to the master bedroom, the toilet was a little shocking because the ceiling cover was like dark brown and greasy, and I can't even like make it clean after bleaching it. So in this video, I'm going to share with you what kind of problems that I faced, who did I actually engage to help me, on what did I actually pursue or buy or go to get everything fixed so that the house looks presentable enough for people to live in that sense. I'm also helping some of these old school uncle who are engaged their services, and they are pretty good and their price are really reasonable, so that if you are also on a tight budget, you can engage them, get their quote, and then see if they fit your needs. Okay, without further ado, let's go. Okay, so if you want to look for some cheap I don't know, fans or taps or toilet bowls and whatever, right, there's actually a store located at Defu Lane that actually provides pretty good stuff. They import their stuff from mainly China, so you can actually get some really good deals over here. It's also one of the places you can actually consider lah if you want to like buy some cheap goods, and it's just over there. Okay, right along Lorong Asu and Defu Lane, this is where I'm bringing you today, which is called Yafen. So you can't really see the signboard. So the signboard is like that, LED lights. They actually carry really cheap goods, and I can't film inside, so I have to go in without filming anything. So I bought 3 fans and 1 light to be installed in the house, and they actually came and installed it on the same day itself. So they came around 4:30 and they finished installation around 6:30, and it's all done in a one-man show. Pretty amazing. Good service though, good price. If you recall one of the scene, my common toilet door was actually rotten from all the water damages. So to synchronize the whole theme of the house, I actually custom made 2 doors for both toilet in the end. And I got acquainted with this uncle from a contact of mine. And I think he's an old school business model because he literally handed me a brochure of the door and design and color for me to choose from. So I don't think he has any website or social media presence, and I think he did a pretty good job because it took him only 5 days to finish designing the door and then bring it over. Simple, but it fits its purposes. Most importantly, it is anti-rot, so I'm not worried about water damages anymore. Anyway, he did a very good job, so I wanted to help him. and the 2 toilet doors cost me about $420. Okay everyone, so I finally got the quotation for the paint job that is needed for my house, and apparently the whole paint job, right, will cost me close to about $4,000. Okay, so why is the paint job so expensive? Firstly, I chose the better package. So the paint for the 4-room flat, right, so it'll be really about 1,950, and because of the fact that the wall, right, has a lot of issues, so there's a lot of cracks, and then my wall skirting, right, they are all like fading off, etc. Even the toilet doors that I am actually all the room doors and toilet doors, right, they are actually fading. So the condition is really very bad. That's why when they do the quotation, right, it's actually pretty thorough. They actually are going to do all the 7 doors border, and then they're going to do a treatment for my wall as well. So as you can see, the wall is very badly molded. Yeah, so a special treatment need to be done because it's very unhealthy for the body and for human being basically. So that's why it's $4,000. So if you can see the breakdown of my bill, the damage, right, is actually okay. So for the antifungal solution for treatment is $800. For the paint, they had to put something called a sealer, which will cost me about 540. It's a water-based sealer because apparently the oil-based sealer, right, it will have like some kind of pungent smell so it's not very good if you are sensitive to smell. And then I choose the odorless easy wash package for 4-room, which is 9,550. To do up all the door frame is about 525, because it's 75 per door frame. There's 7 units of that, and then the whole unit of skirting patch up, right, is $200, and that is what add up to $4,000. Yep. Okay, I'm going to have another painter to come and take a look at the house. I will then get a quotation from them. Then I will let you guys know what is the damage. After 2 weeks of repainting, my house is finally reborn. In the end, I decided not to go with Nippon paint because for $4,000, that doesn't include the other items I wanted to do for the house. So through an acquaintance, I got to know this guy called Mr. T, who owns TPH Contractor and Painting Private Limited. So Mr. T came down to my house, we did an assessment, and I told him what I wanted to do for the house. And for less than $3,500, he actually quoted me oil sealer, mold treatment, 3 coats of paint to cover the Tiffany blue, repainting all my wall skirting, repainting all my door frames, and then he repainted my bomb shelter. He actually patched up the whole of one of the ventilation shaft of the bomb shelter, and he actually applied a new layer of gloss on my metal door, and he included cleaning services, which is what I wanted to do for my house. And as you can see, I'm very happy with the result. The place is very nicely done, is like reborn, is very fresh, clean. I really have nothing to complain about the job. The only downside is Nippon Paint quoted that they can finish the job in like 4 days, but he took 2 weeks. But then again, Mr. T did a lot more items for me compared to what Nippon Paint has been quoted. So ultimately, I think that Mr. T has done a very good job, and I want to do him justice because this is actually another old school business model. Word of mouth, no social media presence, no internet presence. So I feel that they have done a very good job, and for people who is on a tight budget and is okay with a good service, old school uncle, I think you should go with Mr. T and give him a try. I will put the contact details already below, and you can just give him a chance to give you a quote. First stop, I'm at Natural Cool Building, which is located at 81 Defu Lane, to get my toilet ceiling cover. Each slab costs about $25 if I'm not wrong, and you have to get a saw to saw it to the size that you need yourself. After an hour of sawing and adjusting, I finally got the piece up and running. See, this is so much brighter now compared to the previous piece that I was trying to bleach and trying to like discolor it. Took me 1 hour to actually saw it into the right size and put it upwards. So if you are actually troubled by the same issue that I have, go ahead, go to the location at Defu Lane. You'll get what you need. As you know, I have two not the right size toilet lid cover that was switched out by the previous owner. So right now, I got something from Shopee to switch it back to the right size. We got two soft closing toilet cover from Shopee. I think it cost about $25 because it comes in a set of 1 or 2. So I got two toilet cover to replace, so I actually just got 2 in the end. And let's go and try and install this toilet seat in my toilet bowl. Okay, for first time toilet seat changer, just take note of a few things because not all the toilet seat cover is the same. They come in different sizes. So some of the key dimension you need to understand is actually this hole. This hole, how many cm it is, and then the gap between the two holes, and then as well as the depth, this portion of the toilet bowl as well, and then all the way to this hole of the whole toilet bowl. So only then you can get the right size. And also, depending on toilet bowl, right, there is actually like what O shape, U shape, V shape, etc. So I think there's 6 kind of shape in total. So you need to find out what is your toilet bowl shape, and then get the correct model of toilet seat cover for your toilet bowl. If you go to Shopee, right, a lot of them actually sells toilet seat cover, and the better ones actually have soft closing. So that was the one I bought for, and that's the one I'm going to install right now. One good thing about the toilet seat cover that I got, right, it actually has a adjustable toilet seat screw. So in the event that your toilet seat is a bit, actually the screw are a bit closer to each other, right, at least you can adjust it to the length you need lah. But of course there's a limitation to it. So at least I measure mine. Mine is 9 cm by 20 cm by 9 cm. So this should fit just fine. This is not a paid commercial because nobody will pay such a low subscriber count YouTube channel for any commercial. So in view of Chinese New Year coming, I actually got my parents a new sofa set and decided to move this old sofa set to my current place so that I can use it for the future. And my friend previously engaged the Hygienique to do a deep cleaning for her sofa, and she said it was really good. So I trust her recommendation and decided to use them as well. For my 4-seater L-shaped sofa, they quote me about $400. So for you, if you are interested to get your sofa clean, you can take a photo of your sofa, send it to the WhatsApp contact that I'm providing you now, and they will give you a quote, and if you are okay with the price, they will actually arrange a timing and then come down and then clean the sofa for you. So why do I like their service is the whole cleaning process took about 2 hours. So they clean the frame, they clean the cushion itself. So every part of the sofa is clean except for the bottom part, which nobody sits on it anyway. So they use like some kind of sanitizing chemical, and then they will pump water into the sofa, and then they will suck out all the dirt. As you can see, right, the vacuum they use is very powerful. The audio is actually toned down by a lot because it's super deafening. But I like it because they were very thorough. It was not slipshod. After finish the whole process of cleaning, which took them 2 hours, I had to leave the sofa out to dry overnight because it was still wet when I go back and check it around 4 hours later. But after the whole cleaning, right, wow, the sofa feels brand new. The cushion feels like it's like firm again. I'm not too sure why. But yeah, I really love the service, and I definitely will use them again going forward. Oh, and they are also an expert in mattress cleaning, so if you're interested, you can also check them out. The last piece of hardware I'm going to install to my home will be this Kaiser Plus digital lock. And for those of you who are in the market looking for a digital lock, right, let me share my experience with you. From what I can tell, there is 2 broad kind of digital lock in the market. One is a full-size one that I'm actually installing right now, and there's also a smaller digital lock. So the reason why I didn't go for a smaller digital lock, even though it's smaller, it's cheaper, is because they do not actually give you a physical key. They have all the pin code, RFID card, and even like thumbprint access. But the absence of the physical key actually got me a bit worried, because if the lock is faulty or is out of battery and you are stuck outside, right, you likely would have to call for help, and then you would not know how long the help will come to you, right? And you'll be stuck outside for a good amount of time. So at least for a full size lock, it comes with a physical key, and that is why I actually chose the Kaiser Plus. I'm quite sure there are some smaller digital lock, they have a key, but at least the shop that I go to, they don't really have it, and that's why I didn't go for it. And the good thing about a small digital lock is that the installation time is pretty fast. It's about 30 to 45 minutes, because there is no need for them to remove your current lock system in your door. It's just an additional installation on top of the current lock system usually, and there's minimal drilling and cutting needed, so it's pretty fast and quiet. Compared to the full size one that I'm installing right now, as you can see, the installer is actually trying to cut, chisel, core the door just to make way for the whole lock system. So my experience for you, and just to share, my appointment to install the lock was supposed to be 4 o'clock, and then it delayed to 6:30, and then by 7 they didn't appear. They wanted to come at 8 o'clock on a Saturday night, and luckily I decided not to go with it, and then they came on a Tuesday evening at around 6 p.m. and I only ended the installation at around 7:20 p.m. and that is a lot of noise. There is a lot of noise going on, and it is like really disturbing the peace in the neighborhood. So for all of you who are looking for an installation, please make sure when you make the appointment, do not make it on a Sunday, do not make it after 7 p.m. because by recommendation, you are not supposed to do any kind of heavy drilling or cutting past 7, right? Sunday is totally prohibited. So to avoid you from getting any complaints, please don't do it. And with that, my renovation journey has come to a pause. In total of everything, it has cost me about $9,000 to actually get this house up and running. And if I have to factor in the other items I might want to buy, which would be a bed, a working station, and then maybe a wardrobe, that will cost me about another $3,000 to $4,000. So I hope that this video gives you a good info and some good context that you can actually go and get your quotation, so that you can get your house up and running like me. And I hope that I can also, through this video, help you save some money. Okay, this is all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Till next time, take care, bye bye. Please like and subscribe.